What?
What are you doing?
Cleaning my strop.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm cleaning my strop. What do you...
Why are you using one of my spoons?
Because I thought it might work good.
Really? Just a wolf.
What?
Don't you have a whole bunch of knives you can use for that?
No, Heather.
Really?
For God's sakes, now why would I use a knife to clean strop compound off?
Because you use it with ferro rod, might as well.
Strop compound?
No.
Strop compound is an abrasive, darling. I'm using it to sharpen knives.
You do the backside of it like you do a ferro rod.
Scrape it? Yeah, but it still would abrade the 90-degree spine off. I couldn't do that. I'd have to use like a putty knife or something.
Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure we have putty knives.
How many times do I gotta tell you to... Don't judge me, devil woman. Do you want your spoon? No, you know what? I'm keeping the spoon now. You come at me. Back, assassin.
Then you don't get to have the dinner I'm making.
What are you making?
Chili.
Oh, son of a bitch. Here, take your spoon.
I don't want it now. It's mine.
It stops the production of hormones. This leads to deep depression and leads to some pretty significant issues that soldiers are facing. So you just fill people in on that.
Well, what we found is that because of the body armor, diminish the amount of brain tissue, it grows larger because of inflammation. It destroys more and more neurons. And the more cells in the brain that are called neurons are destroyed, the greater the onset of cognitive impairment, your ability to use your brain. Military was a Green Beret. I met the wife who was a emergency room doc in North Carolina, and she called me and told me about her husband who was 6 tours of duty, was having some problems. We donated the money for him to get full testing, and turned out he was hormone deficient. We corrected his hormones. He was back in a good life with the military, getting ready to get kicked out for insubordination. And that progressed on in 2009. Opening up our practice to military.
Those events, I'm like, how is it possible that we can have all this money for all these different missions, all this money for all these different things, but we don't have money to take care of these guys when they come back home? That seems criminal.
Well, it's unethical.
Yes.
At a minimum. At a minimum.
To the highest level.
Yeah.
I mean, this is if you count on soldiers to do what you ask of them and put their body on the line to complete missions, and then you don't take care of them when they come back, how do you ever expect anybody to be patriotic?
Well, here's the thing, Joe. Like, there was to Andrew, his chemistry of his body was doing great until he had that group of insults to him, whether or not it was that huge truck that got blown up on you.
You know, I gotta tell you, when I have these conversations with you about this issue, it's kind of frustrating to me because it seems like you're making all this sense and you're talking about this broad spectrum of different hormones and all these different variables that exist in the human mind and how important they are to maintain proper levels of them for health, for function. But there's not a lot of people like you out there that are talking about this. Like, this is, what you're saying is a fairly controversial treatment.
Dr. Gordon puts me like this. He's like, this is
See, for a dummy like me, who's obviously on the outside of all this, what frustrates me, how did I get you in trouble?
You got me in trouble. You put that picture when we had lunch together and you split the air with the brilliant Dr. Gordon. I got a lot of shit from your people. So I'm not having panic attacks or emotional turpitude, yelling, screaming, and picking up a gun and shooting someone or throwing something or yelling or beating someone up, getting assaulted.
And it's kind of funny because I want everybody to actually pay attention to how much effort goes into each one of my stitch holes. Because every once in a while I still have never mind. For the time being, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. That's a lot of the reason why I'm doing this series now, is because really it just kind of puts it all out there for everybody to see. There will never be any misconception on how I do things or why I do things the way I do. Someone's going to be out there and be like, "You're going to poke your finger." No shit, dumbass. What do you think is going to happen? Anytime you pick up something and start jamming it through a hole, you're going to poke yourself. Now I could very easily... See, here I go ranting again. Shut up, Justin. So the real funny thing about the whole spoon thing is this, is prior to today is what I was using was a piece of metal to actually remove all the strop compound and scrape it and everything. Well, I thought, you know what, I better grab, the proper tool, something, otherwise I'm going to have all the assholes of the world come out and be like, "You're not using the proper tool." So I ran down to the toolbox to grab it, and then I thought, you know what, no, I don't mind if people yell at me about that. So you know what? I'm gonna really kind of poke at the trolls today. And so I decided to grab a spoon instead. And you can all see that kind of backfired on me.